approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved, Mr.
Got a
Chairman.
motion? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Burton Street ambulance station update.
Okay. Might as well come on up here. Well, construction is complete. They've actually got a certificate of occupancy, and they're going to have a open house ribbon cutting September the 21st at 2 o'clock. So, I don't know if they've actually, I guess they're in the process of moving in, but
Okay, all the committee members hear that, and if you can, it'd be nice if you
21st at 2 o'clock.
be at the ribbon cutting. Show us support. Okay, next order of business, judicial building and garage update.
well, this is another good report. Everything's on schedule and moving along nicely. On the judicial building, they've spent about 71% of the money that's allocated for that project, of course, which we're projecting to be in there by next May the 1st or thereabouts. The garage is finished. I don't know if they've actually got a certificate of occupancy, but they are very, very close now that the road is coming to some real completion around the garage area there, and they have paved most of Maple Street again. They got the base coat down, and they paved most of Walnut Street again. Not all of it completely, but it's getting close. And a little piece of Lytle between what we call 319 North Maple and the garage. So it's about ready to open soon, it appears.
That paving really looks good.
So that's the good news. That road is showing some real progress. Burton Street behind the judicial building is still a long ways from getting finished.
Digging it out. Huh?
But they've got the old street taken out, and they're getting ready to start putting back drainage system, etc. So that's about to report, but nothing negative there. It's all positive.
Update on building for sheriff office.
Okay, we will
Sheriff,
invite our sheriff and his friends, whoever he chooses.
all of you come up.
I'm not gonna bring
friends.
She can't come up.
Come up here.
No, she won't let me have money when I'm.
Oh, she come up. I've known her many years.
I asked her for money and she says no.
She must have been talking to
She's tight.
Okay, we'll give you the short version of this, even though it's been since June when you gave us authority to offer up to $1.2 million, which we've used up all your authority. We didn't start with that, but it's been painfully slow, and I think I started them off at $1.05 million. In any event, we're talking about a building of 16,200 square feet, 4.89 acres, and the bottom line is sort of this. We've been working on this about 3 years, almost 3 years, way before
Sounds like
Mike was here, and there's really hardly any land available. In fact, we first thought we'd find a few acres and build something. We couldn't even find that, and now we've had a real difficult time finding a suitable building. But we think this one just fits their needs. I believe that's what they believe. They found it actually, and so we worked on this. They started us out at $1.4 million, and I got them down to $1.3 million, hoping that they would meet us in the middle, but they won't meet us in the middle. So they're $1.29 million, and I did a little bit of thinking about this a few minutes ago. If you took a low land value off of that, which is probably, it's worth more than $300,000, that 5 acres is, I'm sure. But in any event, you'd be looking at $1 million for the building, which is a little over $60 a foot. Now, it is a steel frame building, but it's a well-built building, and a fair amount of it's built out in office space. So I think it's a good buy, and folks, it's just not much out there. And I think that's what the seller has found, that he's going to have a difficult time relocating and moving to another site, which he doesn't have one in hand yet. So I'll let the sheriff and them speak to this, but I'm recommending that we offer $1,290,000, subject to all the same things that we had before that are conditional. The negative finding of a phase 1 environmental study, satisfactory on-site inspection of electrical and mechanical systems. We've done a little bit of that and we think it's okay, but I still want to leave that in there. Confirmation of soil site approval and permit. We do know they were permitted. This goes back to 1998, so we're not sure where the records are on the actual final inspections, but we'll just have to deal with that somehow. All the steel racks that are in that warehouse to remain, and of course, final approval by the Rutherford County Commission. So the same conditions, but $1,290,000, and Mr. Sheriff, they had made a offer of using some of their drug fund money, and I'm gonna let him address that. And
Well, we had initially, in talking with the mayor, that we could take out of the drug fund $400,000 to move towards the purchase price of this building. And the mayor and I have talked again today as far as where we've gotten to on this contract, and I have talked back with the mayor this afternoon and told him that we would come up to the $490,000 out of our drug fund to try to offset this increase and at least kind of make it a little more even where we started from.
And Lisa's not here for me to tell you where she might suggest that we come out of the $800,000. That would be the balance of that. But in any event, I can tell you, and she's told the budget committee already, and Charlie knows about this, our ending fund balances, general fund, are up substantially more than we had budgeted and projected. And their dollars are up a little bit as well, the ending fund balance, so that's how they can sort of manage maybe the additional $90,000. So, but we'll have to, if you recommend this, it'll have to go to budget, and they'll have to determine where we're really going to get the money before it's any real authority for us to do something.
Are they going to have to spend anything for any renovation to meet your needs?
It's minor, and that, I guess that's one of the advantages. One of the things we asked for, because we've got a tremendous amount of storage that we need for seized property and whatnot. They've got very heavy industrial type shelving already in there, and that's why we asked for that to stay, because that's one expense that negates. I mean, there's plenty there to accomplish what we need to do. We looked at the office space. The office space is adequate, and very little to none as far as having to do any build out on office space for the various deputies that are over there. We will have some expense, obviously, on security, because we've got to secure this building on the basis of what we're housing there and so forth. So there will be some fencing and alarms that we'll have to put on the building, which that will be coming out of drug money. It's not going to be, we're not going to be coming to the commission and asking for money to do that. We'll finish out what we need out of the drug fund.
That was going to be my question.
Right.
If you could be receptive to that.
Well, that's why I would like to have been able to contribute more towards the purchase price, but knowing that we've got some expense that we're going to have to do with the building, I wanted to hold funds so we wouldn't deplete, all the way out to zero on a drug fund. So I wished I could tell you how much it's going to cost. I don't really know in terms of alarming. I have been out there and taken pictures of the IT portion in the building to make sure that we'll be able to get our IT equipment out there. And I've been assured by our IT people that it's adequate to do what we want to do with it. So we're not going to have to add anything there. They can get it there. So we've kind of looked at the whole thing. Come on up and talk.
I tried to get them to come up, they won't come up.
But, so that's kind of where we are with it. I wish I had a cost on that, but I don't. But like I say, on that part, I'm not going to be coming to the commission asking for dollars to finish that out.
So basically, $900,000 is what you're looking at, man? Out of the
800 plus their 490.
800, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're satisfied with the security of it and everything, that you'll be able to, it'll be a good, secure location
Yes,
for
sir.
you?
Yes, sir.
It meets your needs?
It meets our
exactly.
needs.
It's been a long artist road.
It's been a long road, and of course, one of the advantages that we'll have here is we've got storage buildings now.
Right.
Lined up, and it's gonna allow us to get out of all of that, and all of this will be housed under one facility. And we can secure it all under one facility, and so that's an advantage to us that we don't have right now.
And as I recall, I mean, you're leasing space
Yes, sir.
for those storage.
And that's another thing we've got, is they have sold the building that we're in now. We were able to extend a 6-month. Don't know if we can do that again or not. I guess we're as good as if they find something else they want to do with that building, the new owners. They had talked at one time of an insurance company going in there. Another problem we've had is a traffic concern that we've got there, where it has become an impossible nightmare because of certain things a couple times a month that we can't get in and out of the building we're in now. So
What about your shelving? Are they reinforced?
the shelving at the location, it's very heavy gauge industrial shelving is what it is. It holds several thousand pounds of,
I know I have some that's reinforced.
yes, well, this isn't, this is made for industrial use.
Okay.
It's thick gauge steel with interlocking,
Yeah.
self-standing, and it's, I think if I remember right, gosh, Mayor, what was it, about 12 feet, 16
It's
feet
big
in the air? I mean, it goes on
It's holding multiple
big
wood pallet boxes that are full of stuff.
full of stuff. So it's warehouse type shelving. It's not
above my head.
your home shelving or anything
No,
like
it's
that.
not. It's
far
far beyond
beyond
that.
So that's an advantage to us and why we've asked for that to stay. If not, we'd have to purchase it. So we've asked that be included as part of this purchase.
So the office space has got heat and air.
Yes, sir.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You have obviously restrooms then.
Yes, sir.
Is the warehouse part sprinkled, or does it need to be?
It's sprinkled. It's sprinkled. If I remember the piping system on top, it's sprinkled. I think there was 2 air conditioners are brand new, have been replaced. It does have, I think it has 4 air conditioners, if I remember right, is that what we saw? But the 2 main units are new and have been replaced, which airs where the offices and everything will be. It functions for that
So,
part.
metal roof,
Yes, yes, sir.
flat, slope?
Slight slope.
Slight slope.
So, okay, we don't have to.
No, it's not flat. It's
Okay.
slight slope.
Very good. We had a building inspector out there to just take a look.
No, we have not yet.
We looked a little bit at the mechanical piece of it, that's about it.
We did an on-site inspection, but we've not had the professionals in. And that's part of what was in the,
All right. And before you make your motion, or you can make a motion. Go ahead.
Well, pardon the pun, Mr. Chairman, but I'm moved that we lock this deal up.
Got a motion? Got several seconds.
We've worked on this too long.
It sounds like a good deal, but you know, with our time frame, we really don't have no choices for my concern, because we got to get out, we got to get in another building. And this is what we've been looking for, and I hate to let it get away, you know, especially when the sheriff department is eager to give up so much money toward it, you know. So,
And I should probably reinforce what Mayor Burgess said. Lisa Nolan and the Budget Committee tries to budget conservatively so that we're not cutting things too close, and when we close our books at the end of the fiscal year, we generally have a little bit more money than we had planned on. I think that's actually happened every year that I've been on the commission to experience it. And these books close a month or sometimes 2, or well, a month after we pass our budget. So we don't know it when we're passing the budget, but we have we have some extra resources, and so I would think it's very likely that the Budget Committee could find some resources to pay the remaining part.
How much are we having to pay on the lease right now, do you?
remember what that is?
36,000 plus the store
Plus the
lines,
storage
plus
units.
the electric. I mean, you're really getting
That's
on up there.
a month.
It's for the year, and then they went up.
But they've gone up now because we've gone to a new owner, so.
Okay.
And that was one of the other problems in new ownership, and of course, all bets are off on what you've had
I can
prior.
tell you, 10 years ago, we were paying $24,000 a year for that building. So just in the 10 years, we've gone up,
$1,000.
and plus we're taking half for storage.
After storage.
Adding that to the, taking that off the cost. So.
It's
a
always
good little-
better to pay for something
Well,
that the county's gonna own
We're
instead
on
of.
as opposed to this money
Giving
just going
someone
out
else.
and, or we're never gonna see a return.
Huge amount of growth potential in this building too, so it should accommodate for a very, very long time.
Has you and the owner talked about an anticipated closing date? Can you close pretty quickly?
We can close quicker than he wants to depart the building. He's gonna want us to let him stay there because he is not ready to move.
I see.
Okay, so that's gonna be some
There'll be-
additional negotiation between the sheriff and.
Charge him rent?
Well, that's my intent. Yes, it is, because I don't think, we've got a need, and our need's not going away. I understand his situation, and it's much the same as our situation. I'm sure he's found now that the market's just not out there. It's a seller's market now. And so I think that has kind of come to light with him in the negotiations. But on the other side of that, I have to negotiate with him, well, obviously, but it just can't be a long-range extended thing, or, if we could stay where we were, we wouldn't be doing this. So I'm looking that we're gonna need probably a 90-day, conservative 90-day prep time for us to do the things we need to do to be able to move in the building. And I don't want that running up to a point of where I'm having to go beg for an extension on a lease where I already am when I'm wanting to get out of there. So those are the things we're going to have to work on. And I'm very aware of that, but if he's going to want to stay, then I am of the opinion that he's going to have to pay for it, because, you don't get it for free.
Sounds good. Any more discussion?
Ma'am?
Good luck.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I know.
Question?
The motion is approve the purchase and authorize moving forward at $1,290,000, subject to the findings on his list.
Subject to the
Conditions.
conditions being all acceptable.
Is that the right number? 1,290,000?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Baum,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Ely,
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Cush.
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Very much.
Some happy narcotics off.
Yeah.
Sure, we cut your work out now.
Oh, yeah, it's just beginning.
Just cut it out.
We just moved from one thing to the next.
That's all.
Mr. Mayor, that's another check mark on your list.
Well, when we get it closed.
Done.
Fair enough. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate
It's
it.
very close, we hope.
We're closer than we've been in 3 years.
Under any other business, we got to bring up about our meeting
Meeting
date
date.
for September. Apparently, our meeting date falls on the date which we go to Henry Horton. So we're looking at another tentative date, and one date that's been brought up is September the 27th, which is a Wednesday.
That's a bad day for me.
A bad day for one. That's on a Wednesday, so
Well, Friday, the 29th.
what about a Friday the 29th?
I'm okay with that.
What about the other committee members?
I'm fine.
Isn't there another Thursday in the month that we could move it to? Because this falls on is it the third Thursday?
Your secretary is in Florida.
Oh,
Now, I'll be glad to watch the meeting when I get back and write up the minutes.
But,
You can't watch the meeting.
some years ago, I was told that Vicky was the secretary for some of these meetings. I don't remember. I mean, I wasn't here.
Vicki
So-
has said she would do it, but, you know.
but we're gonna miss you, I mean, if we don't do that. So the 21st is the day, that's a week before that 28th.
I'm okay there too.
So what do you think about the 21st?
Yeah, let me also bring this up. The mayor said it probably will be a lengthy meeting, so we may want to look at starting at 4:30. If it's agreeable with all committee members. What about you, Trey?
What's on the agenda?
Well, the main thing, there'll be something else too, of course, but I'm not gonna go into that.
Okay.
This business about the relocation study for all these offices. This is a very complex set of scenarios and options that you are going to have to visit and discuss. I don't think you can even make a decision in one meeting. I think you need one extensive meeting to go through all this information and then think about it and have another meeting probably at least. So that's one of the primary things that we're going to have to discuss.
Well, what day did we settle on?
We haven't discussed that.
4:30 is fine.
I'm just gonna bring it up at time, so.
Well, do you want to do 4:30 on a Friday, or you want to do 4:30 on the 21st?
What's the will of the committee?
Let's do it on the 21st
I
I'd
would
rather do it
prefer-
on the 21st.
Yeah, I would too.
at 4:30.
What's the,
I know I need
It's
to check. Is that a
it's
Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
I've gotten in the habit of
Get your
keeping all my
schedule.
Thursdays open anyway for the
Yeah, that's on.
commission, so I know I'm available.
Thursday the 21st.
Thursday, the 21st. That'll be after the open house at the ambulance station. So we'll be
so you're
flying
saying Thursday the 21st?
At 4:30.
at 4:30.
Is our secretary on vacation?
She's in Florida, and I know she's not
Someone will
gonna
be
cancel.
here.
Sounds like it's gonna be a long meeting. You may not want to be here.
No, I'm not gonna be here, but someone will be here.
Yeah, we'll have it covered.
She's adamant about going on vacation.
Yeah, can you cancel it?
She deserves it. It may be that the secretary doesn't have to take many minutes. It's just going to be a lot of discussion, I think.
Right, right.
So we have ribbon cutting at 2, and then we have property management at
Yeah, you make it
4:30.
do.
Well, that sounds good to me, but what about the other committee members?
4:30 is fine with me.
Okay. So let's look at a change of our meeting in September to September the 21st at 4:30 p.m. If everybody's in agreement with that.
Okay.
It's our purchasing meeting.
Any other
We have a
business?
purchasing meeting in September.
It's the
We have-
24th, I think.
The purchasing
They
committee is the
won't
12th.
And
purchasing
we
till
have
October the
another,
4th.
we have 2.
I'll keep
Yeah,
it.
we have-
Now,
She's moving one of those now
yeah,
Okay, okay.
for other,
the 12th and then the, sometime in October, I believe it's the 4th of October.
I think she just moved it to the 4th.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the last, yeah, the 4th of October.
Let's see, hold on, here I got it.
Yeah, purchasing.
There will not be a meeting on the 28th, as I had previously told you, on purchasing. September
See,
12th
the
and
28th purchasing
October
committee's been
4th.
moved to October 4th.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's according to the email
Yeah,
we just got
12th and October.
at 4:30.
Okay. Any other business to come before property management tonight?
No, sir.
If not, we adjourn.